Inside a television studio, shows Phil Hartman as Troy McClure, who says, "Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such insidious infomercials as infiltrating the Eastern Bloc, and I can't believe it's not communist. As we celebrate the annihilation of the Soviet Union here in 1989, for a limited time we are pawning off secret Soviet technology that will prevent you and your family from aging." Shows John Belushi as Homer Simpson, sitting on the Simpsons couch, drinking a beer and watching TV. Chris Farley as Bart walks into the room and says, "Hey, Homer, what are you watching?" Belushi, "Quiet, boy. I'm trying to figure out whether buying this Soviet technology is a good idea." Shows a cloud above Belushi's head, where it shows Harambe the ape dancing until he finally shrugs. Farley, "Whatever, don't have a cow, man." Belushi, "Why, you little..." Belushi begins to choke Farley, who falls to the ground unconscious. Belushi, "Don't." "Marge, call an ambulance. I choked Bart unconscious again." Gilda Radner as Marge, holding Denitra Vance as Maggie, and Jan Hooks as Lisa enter the room. Radner, "Homie, what did I warn you about choking Bart?" Belushi, "I know, honey, but I don't care enough to stop. Good luck tending to him. I'll be at Moe's." Cuts to Moe's Tavern, with Norm Macdonald as Moe behind the bar, with Belushi, John Candy as Barney, Bob Saget as Lenny, and Richard Pryor as Carl, sitting at the bar drinking. Macdonald answers a ringing phone. Macdonald, "Hello? Okay, hold on." Macdonald shouts to the bar, "I'm looking for Amanda Suckoff. Is there Amanda Suckoff here?" The patrons begin laughing. Macdonald hangs up. Belushi, "Sounds like Bart's doing fine. So what do you guys think? Should I buy the Soviet technology and keep my family the same age?" Candy chugs a beer and says, "I say go for it, Homer. Risky behavior has always served me well." Brr. Candy falls off the stool and onto the floor. Belushi, "If the drunkest person I know thinks it's a good idea, then it must be. I'm going to buy my family Soviet technology to stop us from aging." Cuts to 2022. Shows Belushi sleeping in Homer's power plant station. Shows Belushi being watched over monitor in Mr. Burns' office by Michael O'Donoghue as Mr. Burns and Tom Davis as Smithers. O'Donoghue, "Who is that bald, bubbly blabble of goo, Smithers?" Davis, "Homer Simpson, sir. One of the few survivors of our 1998 nuclear meltdown in Sector 7G. Although he seems to have lost all of his intelligence from the accident." O'Donoghue, "Simpson, eh? He's been here since '88? By God, I was only in my 90s back then. How is he stuck at this remedial job for so long?" Davis, "He and his family seem to defy having to age, sir." Shows Belushi get up from his chair to go home, but as he does so, the inanimate carbon rod from Deep Space Homer, though painted green, gets caught on the back of his shirt. Cuts to Farley in a schoolroom writing on the chalkboard the words, "I will stop spoofing TV shows with audio only." Before he hears a bell ring, it leaves the schoolroom and goes outside on his skateboard. Shows Radner in line having her items checked at a grocery store while she's reading a magazine. Vance ends up on the conveyor belt and gets bagged with the groceries. Shows a room full of students playing musical instruments. The conductor motions them to stop, but Hooks gets up while still playing the saxophone and exits the room. Shows Belushi driving a pink car. He notices Rod on his back and throws it out the window, which Farley jumps over while riding on his skateboard. Shows Radner driving a red car, with Vance in a car seat in the front seat, mind you, also with a steering wheel, as they both beep. Shows Hooks riding her bike, leaving it in the garage, and running inside the Simpsons house. Shows Belushi park his car in the garage, and as he gets out, he narrowly avoids getting hit by Farley on his skateboard. Belushi then yells and runs inside through the garage to avoid getting hit by Radner's car. The five all quickly run onto the couch. Dun 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 na 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 dun dun na na na. Hooks. Dad. Belushi. Yes, Lisa? Hooks. Why have I been 8 for 33 years? Belushi. Shh. TV. Shows on the TV Hartman now is Lionel Hutz, who says, "Hello, I'm Lionel Hutz. Did you stupidly buy Soviet technology 33 years ago that kept you the same age? Well, now, thanks to the war in Ukraine, you can sue those commie bastards." Belushi. Woo! Hartman. And if your parents put you on the technology when you were a kid, you can sue your parents. Belushi. Don't. Farley. Ha ha ha, Dad, me and Lisa are gonna sue you. Na 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 na. Belushi. Why, you little? Belushi begins choking Farley, who passes out again and falls to the floor. Radner. Homie, you have to stop doing that. Paramedics called social services last time. Hooks, Belushi, and Radner all laugh before all saying together, "Dead from the earth, we're not alive." It's Saturday Not Alive, starring John Belushi, Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Jen Hooks, Norm MacDonald, Gilda Radner, Danitra Vance, and many other special deceased contributors. Musical guest, D.H. Peligro, and your host, John Cazale. Everybody, John Cazale. Applause, applause, applause. Cazale. Thank you, thank you. Happy to be here. I was in 5 movies in my career, all 5 of which were nominated for Best Picture. Applause, applause, applause. Marlon Brando comes out. Applause, applause, applause. Cazale. Marlon! It's an honor. I'm glad you're here. Brando. I can't remember the last time you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee. Cazale. Well, gee, Marlon. You know, we're all real busy up here and everything. Alan Garfield comes out. Applause, applause, applause. Garfield. Hey, John. I was hoping we could have a conversation. Go over some wiretapping strategies. Cazale. Boy, I don't know, Alan. Right now, I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Lee Strasberg comes out. Applause, applause, applause. Cazale. Mr. Roth, what are you doing here? My dad's right over there. Strasberg shrugs and says, "What can I say? This is the business we've chosen." Charles Durning comes out. Applause, applause, applause. Brando, Garfield, Strasberg, and Durning all are beginning to encircle Cazale. Durning. Now, we don't want any trouble, John. Why don't you just put your hands up and end this monologue? What do you say? Cazale. Oh, come on. The last time I listened to you, I got shot in the head. Pierre Segui comes out. Applause, applause, applause. Segui takes out a gun and says, "How about some Russian roulette?" Cazale. What, are you crazy or something? Segui. Pretty much. Cazale. Folks, we have a great... Strasberg interrupts and says, "No, you're not getting out of this that easy." Cazale. What do you guys even want? Brando. How about a song? Cazale. Okay, fine. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't bring me down. I pray, oh pretty baby. Applause, applause, applause. Brando, Garfield, Strasburg, Durning, and Segee all lift Cazale up on their shoulders. Cazale: folks, we have a great show tonight. D.H. Peligro is here, so get ready for a holiday in Cambodia. We'll be right back.